As a farmer, you face more challenges today than ever before. Profits are razor thin, so you need equipment that delivers a good crop using as little of your fuel, time, and labor as possible. Case IH Concord answers that demand for efficiency.
Concord built the first air drill in 1981, and they've been helping farmers lower production costs ever since. They were the first to build an air-till system that, from the ground up, took advantage of air delivery. For years, they were alone in this field. Other companies have watched Concord's success and designed equipment to try and compete. But because Concord was first, they've made far more advances, discovered far more workable ideas. This strong lead makes Concord the one every other air drill is compared to for performance. And it tells you that you'll get a machine that works. Concord is also an expanding company that farmers trust for new equipment. Concord machines are at work around the world, making farming more profitable, more precise, and more exciting every day.
That's why Case IH Concord air-till drills and air systems are the safe choice today for tomorrow. In surveys of Concord owners, Concord received the highest rankings for product durability and service. In fact, 98% of current owners say they'll consider another Concord when it's time to replace their current machines.
With Concord, one person can seed and fertilize up to 500 acres in a day. Just think of the fuel and labor you'll save when you prepare the field, seed and fertilize in one pass. With a Concord doing the work of many machines, you can reduce your equipment inventory while covering more ground. You realize higher net margins, less erosion, and ecological land management. These tremendous one-pass advantages are the #1 reason more farmers than ever are choosing Concord.
I deep band yet with my Concord. I put the anhydrous down and my dry fertilizer goes deep band. I have dual airstream. It's just got a lot of features other drills don't have, and I'm happy with that too.
And I figured at $3 a pass for chisel plowing by saving 2 passes at $6 an acre on 7,500 acres. And with the moisture savings and everything else, I figured it was a 1-year payback, and the way it turned out, I believe it was. By the time I hit the field, I'd picked up another 3,000 acres, and you didn't even know the difference because of the labor savings and everything.
With the fuel savings and time saving with this machine, I think it will pay for itself possibly faster than any other piece of equipment on the farm.
We're now putting 250, 270 hours on one 4-wheel drive tractor, where before we were putting in excess of 500 hours on 2 4-wheel drive tractors. So if we can save a 4-wheel drive tractor every 5 or 6 years, we should have a little bit more money for the retirement fund.
Farmers feel safe choosing Concord air-till drills because with many ground opener options available, they meet the demands of tremendously different soil conditions. This allows you to choose the type of tillage and fertilizer program that's right for your land, whether you require no-till, minimum till, or conventional tillage. With Concord's dual airstream, you can deep band liquid, granular, or anhydrous fertilizer at the same time.
Yes, our Concord's very flexible. We can go with the minimum till, we can go with a no-till, we can also go to the more vigorous tilled. It all depends on what our soil types are, and we don't have to change much besides maybe our depth or adjusting the harrows or our air pressure in our press wheels. But very, very minimum amount of adjustments.
Everything that we do, from planting corn to beans to wheat, and all our fertilizer, cutting cost and enhancing the bottom line, I can't imagine doing it without a Concord.
You can go in, you can no-till, you can go into summer, fall, you can pull an anhydrous tank behind your seeder. So you can put anhydrous on 36-inch centers if you want, and you can double shoot along with it. You can put all your granular right directly below your seed. You can put the granular with your seed. You don't have to put any seed down. You know, whatever you want to do, and Concord will do it for you with minimal change in cost.
Unlike conventional drills or other air drills, Case IH Concord features a planting concept called ribbon seeding, where openers distribute the seed in a wide band instead of a narrow row. This gives each plant 3 to 4 times more area to grow.
The width of the band varies with the type of opener you choose, but can be up to 6 inches wide. A Concord air-till drill on 12-inch spacing with a 6-inch band actually gives each plant more room than a drill on 3-inch centers placing seed in a narrow row. You can safely increase plant populations and allow each plant access to a larger nutrient zone. Just look at the inverse relationship between yields and row spacing proven in this study. 4 different seeding rates were tested, from 39 pounds of hard red winter wheat per acre up to 157 pounds per acre. At every seeding rate, the wider seeding distribution provided by Concord was more productive. Research by the Canada Grains Council shows that the wider ribbon seeding of the Concord allows more of planted seeds to emerge, more heads per square foot or meter, more yield than wider row spacing, and a lush, thicker canopy that is better able to compete with weeds and prevent evaporation. Many Concord farmers report that grain stands better through harvest. Just look at these yield differences from the Brian Hearn farm in Alberta, Canada. Concord had the highest average yield compared to the other 3 air seeders. And look at the tremendous results of ribbon seeding over press drills in USDA research at Twin Falls, Idaho. In the 8 test plot studies, the average yield per acre went up 14 bushels to the acre with a Concord when seeding barley, and 22 bushels to the acre when seeding wheat.
And again, by spreading that seed 6 inches wide, it seems to me like we're getting so much better yields. For whatever reason, it seems like the seed just has more room to grow. And of course, the great thing about it is your lessened weed competition. Probably that's one of the keys.
Like the competition with the weeds, the spacing has been pretty good. I've liked the way the crop looks. We've gone to a higher seeding rate, and have been a little more competitive with the weed species that are present there in the soil.
Concord pioneered the first farm implement that allowed farmers not only their choice of any type of fertilizer, but also control over where fertilizer is placed during planting. They call it precision placement. Concord has been deep banding and applying anhydrous at seeding since 1984, before most other air drills were even off the drawing boards. Your fertilizer options for the air-till drill include with the seed, a forward knife with a closure plate, a back swept knife, and injection at the tips of sweeps. All of these openers can apply dry, liquid, anhydrous, or a combination of any 2 fertilizers.
If you're deep banding or deep placing your fertilizer, you can cut back by 1/3, cut your rate by 1/3, Right there, that should tell some of these guys to get them floaters out of the field. I put all my fertilizer down in the Concord, and that's the only way for me.
Years ago, the introduction of the press drill meant seed could be placed with minimal effort, then packed efficiently to promote good seed-to-soil contact. It's essential that a packing system be locked into the path behind seed rows in order to be effective 100% of the time. Concord's wide pneumatic packer tires sufficiently pack the ribbon-seeded row, yet they leave dirt loose between rows to discourage weed growth. Concord calls this precision packing because packing is consistent for each and every seed planted. The patented row packing system assures even and adequate packing for each seed row, even in rough and rolling terrains. Concord mounts tandem packer tires on a frame that can oscillate up and down with changes in the terrain. Plus, each packer wheel rides on a walking beam, so it can also adjust to contours it encounters in individual rows. This design assures equal and complete packing pressure for each seed row, regardless of field contour.
With the Concord, when the soil hasn't been disturbed in the spring, it sits right up on top. The packer system at the back doesn't vary at all. You never adjust your machine from one end of the field to the other. Once you have established the depth you want to operate, it stays there.
Besides the depth, we've got our packing system is good because it's flexible with the different types of moisture and different types of trash conditions. You can adjust your packing system by lowering or raising the air pressure in the tires.
Yeah, and the packing system's great. It's the best that we found on the market. They don't have some small little cheesy packer wheel that they're trying to satisfy the customer with. They got downward pressure, and you've got a lot of versatility. You can let your air out, get more of a surface area for packing if you're spreading your seed out, which we're concentrating on spreading our seed out, opposed to the acroplant idea with putting seeds in a line. We're trying to utilize more of the furrow.
It didn't seem to do any good to me to put the seed down in a narrow band or a wide band and then use a narrow packer. So we ended up looking at the packing system exclusively offered by Concord.
In recent years, studies have stressed the importance of accurate depth control. Concord meets the challenge of accurate depth control on contoured ground with a self-carrying rolling hitch design. The parallel lift allows each rank to raise or lower equally. Another critical aspect to depth control, one often overlooked, is flotation. No other drill even comes close to the flotation of a Concord. This brings consistent seeding depth in all soil types.
We've had dry years, and then last year, fighting the mud, we had mud years, and it worked real well. We had real good depth and real good evenness in our emergence in the different soil types and the different moisture conditions.
The depth control has been very good because we're going into basically undisturbed soil, and it's easier, I think, in my opinion, to maintain proper depth control with a machine like the Concord.
A couple short tests within the field got you down to the rate you wanted to seed, and it's seeded there for the rest of the year. Very accurate, very pleased.
Poor trash clearance can spell downtime for your operation. Concord has virtually eliminated plugging with its excellent trash clearance, which means the Concord air-till drill can handle the heavy residue of an unprepared seed bed better than any other air drill on the market.
We have tried and demoed a few other models, and we've tried it in some of our stubble where we're going into chem fallow. Some of it we have worked once, and there's a lot of straw, and this is the only machine that we could get through it.
A lot of the conditions were changing, a lot of heavy barley stubble and stuff that we went through. Some of it was new ground, and some of the barley stuff was really bad. There was windrows from behind the combine the year before, and I just had to seed that at an angle. But we went night and day, you could get through it. It was amazing the capacity of trash you can go through.
That's a very strong consideration that a lot of people are looking at now, is what kind of residue clearance does that machine have, and we've just been amazed at what we can go through with it. Things that we didn't think we could go through, it just goes through like a knife through butter.
Concord also makes a coulter that mounts ahead of each shank and is the only drill designed with room inside the frame for a leveling device. This is why Concord is the only air drill that can successfully seed with a full sweep. The levelers smooth the ground and place an equal amount of soil over each row of seed before packing. Options include a 3-bar harrow, a rotary harrow, or a disc leveler.
Case IH Concord offers a large selection of air system capacities. They range from 110 bushel to an enormous 340 bushel. So Concord can bring large farm economies to farms of all sizes.
Concord air systems are available with a 60-40 split for carrying both seed and fertilizer. They can also be equipped to carry liquid fertilizer. Concord's metering system is accurate and easy to set. You simply adjust a sliding gate for the type of seed or fertilizer you will apply. The metering system is easy to get at, and so is the driveline itself. A monitor is standard with all Concord air systems. It comes equipped with an acreage meter and keeps you informed of engine RPMs, bin levels, and shaft rotation. It includes a manual remote clutch switch and can be equipped with an automatic switch that will start or stop the seed meters as the drill is raised or lowered. An optional monitor is also available to warn you of plugged seed or fertilizer runs. You can change the rate of product being applied by adjusting the metering system right from the cab of your tractor, even while you're on the go. This optional feature is on the cutting edge of site-specific farming. The Airstream fan can be powered by either a hydraulic motor or diesel engine. The turning crank at the front of the air system lets you know at a glance that the drive line is working properly. When standing still, the crank can be used to check that all air hoses are working and double-check seating rates before going to the field. Concord equips its air systems with sturdy ladders and side rails and good-sized catwalks to keep you safe and stable during tank fills and maintenance. Another exclusive Concord feature is adjustable axles on all models for tracking that best fits your seating implement. And to match your soil conditions, every Concord air system model offers the option of either lug or diamond tread tires. With Concord's tire options, you can count on better flotation than offered by any other manufacturer.
Concord is a company that stands out for its commitment to its customers. They know that these air seeders will play an important role in the productivity of your farm. And they know that the level of your satisfaction will play an equally important part in the future of Case IH Concord. No wonder 98% say they will consider purchasing another Concord when it comes time to replace their current machines.
You know, if you really didn't like farming, a Concord would switch you. Really? I mean, you really look forward to farming and seeding. And this is our, 12th year with a Concord. I'm just as anxious as I was the first year. I can't wait to get started.
You're buying more than the machine. You're kind of buying into the philosophy of the company that they're going to bring you along with the technology and keep you updated. And I think the reputation has kind of proven that. And maybe that's selling more machines for them, or as many as the actual machine, is the fact that they've kind of geared it around that they look out for the growers and their customers.
Well, just great people to work with. I mean, what can you say? They're just they're very concerned about making the machines work. If there's a problem, which we haven't had other than just minor things, they're always either out here to fix it, or they're always willing to work with you on the phone.
These drills to farmers out here are more than just a piece of machinery. They are so expensive that you know, like I was telling you, they're a part of your son's college education. They're a house. You know, that's how big the investment is. They have to work. The company has to stand behind it. And I think the folks at Concord understand this. I really do.
Concord's commitment lies in making quality products perform as promised. They go that extra mile to make their products succeed for your farming operation. Case IH Concord air till drills and air systems. The safe choice today for tomorrow.